All right. We are right in the chart and data analysis as I try to do this recording. I hope you still remember how we clone these lines to mark the obvious key levels. In case you've forgotten, this is how I clone the line. After putting the first line, I highlight the line and click on clone. So the moment you click on clone, it will duplicate the line to almost the same space. Then you have to adjust the line. Mind you that what you are marking at this 4-hour time frame after getting the directional bias of the asset is a 4 hours time frame because you are an intraday trader. So that's why we are cloning at this 4 hours time frame to get opportunity. You recall that as at the time we had this class, the price was dangling around this mid zone. You still remember what I told you about mid zone? The price is hanging around this mid zone. And I told you that this is just a pullback because as at that period, the 4 hours is buying while the 1 hour was selling. That's why we are seeing red candles around this period. And it later changed to buy. So I told you I will wait for that candle because this is just a pullback, which is that 4 hours buy candlestick that you are seeing. This is that red candlestick that we are seeing buy at 1 hour. So after the closure of this candle, and as at the time we are having this class, the price was showing buy. This particular candle was on buy at 4 hours time frame and actually on sell at 1 hour candle, meaning that the time frame was not agreeing. They were not agreeing. And I told you that when you want to take a trade, at least 3 time frames that you are working on must be in agreement. So I told you that you need to watch this candle close before you take a trade. And if we had gotten early enough, we would have taken a buy at this mid zone because the overall trend is uptrend and we are seeing this as a pullback. So we would have entered this trade, take this trade at this mid zone and look at what we would have closed. Now, as at the time of this class, this particular candlestick have not closed, which is one of the major reasons I promised to record it for you. So I told you to wait for this candle to close. I hope you monitored to enter it in your demo anyway. So when this candle close, you are not really late in the market. You take a trade here. So if you have taken a trade there, you will still be on profit. Now, this is the resistance zone from the 4 hour time frame. And we see this inside bar candle closing as an indecision candle, meaning that buy pressure is still in the market. Even if you enter the trade here, you will still be in profit till now. Now, you also need to look out for the price still have enough time to get to the next resistance zone. So you manage your trade very well. Once it gets to this resistance zone, you can continue to adjust your take profit when you get to this next resistance level. You give a little space, there could be a pullback, price could be rejected, so price could pull back here a little before continuing, or it could forcefully break this zone, turning it into resistance turn to support. If it break this zone, it will return back to come and retest this zone before continuing. The essence of this particular style of analysis is for you to be is for you to watch the zones and know what happens when price gets to either mid zone or when it gets to the major key zones or major key levels. So when you have this idea on your head, when you have this idea, when you are well knowledged on this, it will help you to manage your trade instead of ending a good trade. And it will also help you if you know how to manage your trade very well. When you see a pullback, at the end of that pullback, provided you are on profit, you can open another position. All right, this is the 1 minute time frame. This is the 1 minute time frame. This is the 1 minute view. Like I said, you can enter this trade at 1 minute time frame. You can also enter it at 5 minutes time frame. If you can manage the noise in 1 minute time frame, then you enter it at 5 minutes time frame. So this is our mid zone where we caught this trade. This is what we would have achieved from that period. One thing about boom and the crash is that when they start moving, they are moving. When they are not moving, they are not moving. So that's just one thing, and I told you in the class yesterday. So this is 5 minutes view. This is 15 minutes view. I want you to understand that there's no way price will want to push up to form higher high or to form higher low, as in the case of the downtrend, and it will just go straight from one zone to another zone or from one level to another level. It must have a pullback. Okay, that is why you are seeing these pullbacks. It moves up, it come down. It moves up, it come down. It moves up, it come down. So what it's doing is impulsive move and correction. Impulsive move and correction. Okay. So you don't expect trades because you see it at this mid zone. You now expect it to just go straight to the next resistance zone. There must be a pullback, even if it is little. And if price forcefully break a particular zone or key level aggressively, I will still show you in our next class, show you a perfect example of it. It will return back to correct it. It will return back to correct it, because when it was making that aggressive movement, it left some open prices. Some prices were left open. So it will definitely come back to correct that inefficiency. We call it inefficiency, or we call it fair value gap, or we call it imbalance. It will return back to close it. Okay. So the up and down you are seeing, the up and down movement you are seeing here is normal. Don't go and close a good trade just because you are seeing a little pullback. Okay. So you need to manage your trade. If you manage your trades, you get to the next resistance zone. This is 30 minutes time frame. The next resistance zone, you could adjust your stop loss. You could adjust your stop loss. Watch this consolidation, because this is actually a fight between the buyers and the sellers. Whoever that wins the case, the price continue to go towards that direction. So when the price was ready to move, it gives you a pin bar. If you have not watched that video on 7 price action secrets, that's the last video I dropped before this class on my channel. Go and watch it from beginning to end. You will still see all of this played out as I explain them further in that video. So price rallied up, pull back, up, pull back, and it's still pushing. So this is 1 hour time frame. Now that it has retested this mid zone, then go ahead to break this next resistance zone, the next resistance zone. Then it will continue to go up. You should understand that there is a zone in front of it that is going to, I mean the 4 hours zone, which is this particular zone. But price could reverse here, waste some time, because this was formerly a resistance zone. This was formerly a support zone, and it was broken here. I explained it to you. When it was broken here, it turned to a resistance zone. So price could get to this point and reverse. It must pay attention to this particular zone. So when it gets to this zone, you could close your trade to watch out what it's going to play next, because this is not going to happen in 1 minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay, you could close your trade at this next resistance zone and watch what price is going to do here. You could also adjust your stop loss to this next resistance zone if you don't really want to close it, so that if price bounce back, it will bounce you out and with a good profit. Don't leave your trade like that. I wish you much more blues. Happy weekend, dear. I hope this helps. See you in our next class. Thank you. And as you are going through the assignment, feel free to drop questions on my DM if there is any, or if you run into any trouble, confusion that this recording didn't cover. Feel free to chat me up so I can attend to it. So see you in our next class. Thank you.